I'm Stephanie Cornell, and I lead the implementation of a training and coaching model across the rehab program at Parkwood Institute. I currently supervise groups of experiential learning students from Western University, some of who are here today to share their work with you. With access to high-end rehab technology, we now have more ways to improve mobility outcomes for our patients. But in order to make sure clinicians know how and when to use the technology, our group has implemented a robust training and coaching model to ensure that patients have access when they need it. Students from Western have traditionally been part of the model from a hands-on patient care perspective, but this year, some of them are leading a project under this training and coaching umbrella.
Our team is made up of 4 Western University students and led by Stephanie. You can see us pictured on the slide in a Teams call where most of our ideas and inspirations originate. We are interested in rehabilitation and recovery and are expanding our knowledge by working either virtually or in person. Upon our first introduction to training and coaching, the program had been more clinician-centered, focusing in on training and educating Parkwood clinicians for proper care. What we as students wanted to know was, what does this mean for our patients and their experiences? The question is, now that the clinicians area has been expanded, what can we understand from the patient perspective to make the rehabilitation journey at Parkwood the most enjoyable for our patients?
Our group has focused on creating educational material for the Locomat. Through a collaborative effort with patients, therapists, and research team members, we were able to gain valuable insight and guidance from them that we utilize throughout the development and creation stages while using the IKT principles as a guide. Our goal is to create resources that empower patients and act as an advocacy tool they can use to direct their own care. The patient perspective is an important point of view that we feel is imperative for the success of rehabilitation and recovery. In order to gain insight into how the recovery process is for Parkwood patients, we reached out to current outpatients who shared their experiences with us. There was a unanimous consensus that Parkwood is an amazing facility that provided each one of the patients with positive experiences. It was also noted in these sessions how valuable, easily digestible educational material would be for both the patient and their loved ones. This sparked the idea for creating informational material that can be used to increase a patient's autonomy and empower them as they progress along their own rehabilitation journey.
The general consensus was that it would be helpful for patients to have an infographic that tells them more about the specific piece of equipment they are using. In this case, we are specifically focusing on the Locomat. An infographic can be used to easily understand items by patients, family members, and friends. Something that is inclusive and accessible. It prepares them to use the equipment by having all necessary information on one document. We aim to make patients feel comfortable with the program and limit the feeling of being overwhelmed, especially for first-time users. Overall, it helps explain the purpose behind why the equipment is being used in the rehabilitation journey.
During the patient interviews, the patients also said that they saw value in providing a before and after session checklist. A checklist allows for patients to feel more in control of their rehabilitation and recovery process. It's an easy and effective way to determine readiness prior to the session, and it's an easy way for patients to identify potential areas of concern after equipment use. With the ongoing input of our patient volunteers, our next steps are to finalize our infographic and checklist for beta testing, to develop accessible formats of the infographic and checklist, both online and paper copies, to create a series of video clips of the Locomat to help demonstrate and explain it, and to create a QR code that would be placed on the infographic that when scanned would go straight to the video explanations.
In the future, we hope to expand our work, developing information materials for all equipment at Parkwood. With this new series of infographics and videos, we aim to help patients understand more of the why and the how behind their rehabilitation process. In turn, we hope this will give patients the tools they need to take control, be empowered, and be active participants in their Parkwood journey.